Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States are carrying out a disaster survey for flood victims of Hurricane Isaac in Louisiana. We go to the city of Chengdu in China and see how the city is moving forward after the Wenchuan earthquake in 2008. In our feature reports on insect invasion in Taiwan, we take a look at how the rising in temperature poses a risk on the spreading of red fire ants. In the United States, Hurricane Isaac left a trail of destruction in the state of Louisiana, with LaPlace City being one of the worst hit. Tzu Chi volunteers from Houston, Texas met up with their counterparts in New Orleans to carry out a disaster survey on September 5th.
On both sides of the road, one can see destroyed furniture and household items. After Hurricane Isaac left a trail of destruction in Louisiana of the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers from Houston and New Orleans came to carry out a disaster survey in the city of LaPlace.
The flooding was unexpected since Hurricane Isaac was only a level 1 storm and it was not as severe as Katrina. They didn't pay too much attention to it. The residents stayed at home, but little did they know that their houses would be flooded.
Over 3,000 families in St. John the Baptist parish were devastated by the flood. While carrying out the disaster assessment, volunteers also visited a local church and distribution center and confirmed a safe location to hold future relief distributions. Unfortunately, some areas are still submerged underwater.
For the past 3 years, Tzu Chi volunteers in Vietnam has been handing out scholarships to needy students in Ho Chi Minh City. On August 26, volunteers once again handed out scholarships to poor students. This time, the scholarship aid program held a total of 381 students.
In Ho Chi Minh City of Vietnam, 6 groups of Tzu Chi volunteers visit poor families and communities. The livelihood of this family relies on the grandmother because the children's father has passed away and their mother is blind.
When we were going to leave, the grandmother kept telling us that she really can't feed them anymore. So we want to make them our care recipients.
381 scholarship recipients attend a ceremony at the Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce in Binh Duong Province. Tzu Chi volunteers also took the opportunity to show them blankets made of plastic bottles. The scholarship is around $30 US. With aid in hand, the students see a brighter future. The volunteers also encourage them to study hard.
We live in poverty, so the scholarship not only helps us go to school, but also relieves our parents' burden.
Taiwanese businessmen do take part in charity events, but we can't deliver the help to those in real need. After I saw Tzu Chi's experience and organization in charity events, we knew that we should work with them in the future.
These children not only receive help, but also donate money they have saved over time.
They are not rich, they need help. It is Tzu Chi that inspires their good hearts. They want to help other people too, so they save money.
The volunteers also prepare some aid supplies and stationery for the students. With Tzu Chi's help, going to school is not a dream anymore.
In Taiwan, the 24th day of every lunar month is Relief Distribution Day at the Jingsi abode in Hualien. This time the event was on a Sunday, therefore many Tzu Chi Foundation staff decided to give a helping hand. The volunteers on site included Tzu Chi teachers, nurses, doctors, and many more. Standing beside the pen is Cai Lingguan, who works at Tzu Chi's construction department. Every weekend, he puts on his volunteer uniform and says volunteering is the best way to cultivate his spirit.
During weekdays, we are in Hualien to work, and over the weekend, we are here to volunteer. The master told us that we should cultivate our spirits during the weekend too.
Helping out at the free haircut service booth is Han Su-mei, who is the wife of Cai Lingguan. The happy couple uses their weekend to volunteer. At the Jingsi abode in Hualien, the 24th of each month on the lunar calendar is Relief Distribution Day. This time the event is on a Sunday, therefore many Tzu Chi staff take the chance to volunteer. At the reception area is Gan Fangqi, who takes care of the children and promotes Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirits to participants.
I think it is great that we can combine work and volunteering together. In this way, we can use our profession to help out others and at the same time relax ourselves by cultivating our spirits.
This time, the 7th lunar month relief distribution is joined by 140 Tzu Chi staff and volunteers who promise to carry on Tzu Chi's missions. Thanks to the help from everyone, the distribution concludes successfully. The 5.12 Wenchuan earthquake devastated China's Sichuan in 2008. However, the city of Chengdu is moving forward from the disaster. From its traditional old streets to the giant panda research center to archaeological sites, Chengdu really is a city of abundance.
In China's Sichuan province, there is a street in the city of Chengdu known as the First Street of Xishu. Here, you can relax, admire ancient buildings, and eat some local food. Chengdu City is said to be a land of abundance, known since ancient times as the City of Silk. Even the poet Li Bai wrote a poem about it. These few words describes Chengdu's abundance and beautiful scenery. If you're looking for quaint and strange things, then head on over to Huanglongxi's Old Town. This one string of hand-pulled noodle is over 100 meters. It's perfect for special birthday noodles. In recent years, China's film industry has been shooting on site here in Huanglongxi Old Town, as the Qing Dynasty-style buildings and courtside roads have all been well preserved. When one thinks of Chengdu, one definitely thinks of this. Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding is the largest captive giant panda breeding site in the world.
Our research base covers about 1 acre of land, and we have 111 giant pandas and 3 new cubs. One giant panda eats about 20 to 30 kilos of bamboo leaves, 20 kilos of bamboo stalks, and 16 kilos of bamboo shoots.
Although the 2008 Wenchuan earthquake did not damage the research base, it affected the pandas in a different way.
The giant pandas were scared as it was a large earthquake, but the thing that impacted them the most was their food source. As the roads to the mountain areas where we get the bamboos from were damaged or closed, our supply of bamboos was slowed in.
Here at the maternity ward lies a newborn cub inside the incubator. No matter if it's a newborn cub or an adult giant panda, the researchers all hope one day to be able to release them back to their own natural habitat. Chengdu has yet another priceless treasure, and that's the golden sunbird, unearthed from the Jinsha ruins in 2001. It is a ring-shaped piece consisting of 4 birds flying counterclockwise around a sun pattern with 12 points. Discovering the Jinsha ruins fills a gap in history and pushes Chengdu's 2,300 years of history forward 700 more years. Through the viewing glass, residents can view the past without disrupting current research work. Although archaeologists still have more to discover, one can see Chengdu is a modern city with an ancient vibe.
After 22 years of hard work in promoting Tzu Chi's philosophy and spreading the seeds of great love in China, the Suzhou Tzu Chi Health Promotion Center was finally established last weekend. The medical staff received blessings from Master Zhen Yan and Tzu Chi volunteers.
以人本医疗之情怀守护健康， 我誓愿以大爱感恩之胸襟守护爱。
Witnessed by Master Zheng Yan and Tzu Chi volunteers, the Suzhou Health Promotion Center was finally established. With blessings from around the globe, the team of medical personnel is coming together for a good cause.
As we are witnessing an important milestone of Tzu Chi, everyone is in great spirits and our hearts are all filled with love and warmth.
After 22 years of hard work, Tzu Chi's medical mission is finally taking root in China, and volunteers hope to promote the organization's humanitarian spirit.
Most importantly, we would like to share with everyone our decades of experiences in Taiwan and set a good example here in Suzhou. Mr. Zheng Yan said, "Just do it. I will work hard and give it my best."
Bearing a heart of gratitude, the medical staff at the newly established center is providing free checkups for the area's care recipients and senior residents from nursing homes. The free checkup service will continue for a week until September 16. Apart from medical staff from the Jiangsu Province Hospital, doctors from Taiwan are also on site to provide service.
To celebrate the 7th lunar month as a month of auspiciousness, Tzu Ching's in Melbourne, Australia started a Meatless Week event. For a week, volunteers and Tzu Ching's provided vegetarian lunch boxes to 232 local university students. Let's take a look.
We hope to encourage more people to go meatless and learn of the benefits of vegetarianism.
To encourage more people to join the Meatless Week event, for the past 1 week, volunteers and Tzu Ching's at the Tzu Chi Liaison Office in Melbourne has been preparing vegetarian lunch boxes for local university students.
Going meatless is like doing environmental protection for the spirit. We hope everyone can participate in this event.
The volunteers not only make sure the lunch boxes are colorful, but also full of nutrients.
We need to have a variety of vegetables inside the lunch boxes, so it is not only tasty, but also presents Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit. We want to let everyone know the benefit of going meatless.
When lunchtime comes, the university students are ready to pick up their lunch boxes. The Tzu Chings also take this chance to promote the benefit of vegetarianism to other students.
When more people eating meat, the carbon dioxide we produce will be more. I believe going meatless is great for our earth and is something we should all do.
I feel great after eating vegetarian meals. My back pain is not as severe as before.
I'm learning how to make vegetarian meals tasty. I will become a vegetarian and encourage my friends to do so too.
In just a week, more than 200 university students participate in the Meatless Week event. Although the event has come to an end, it is believed that the benefit of vegetarianism will keep on spreading in Melbourne. The red imported fire ant has become a major threat to ecological biodiversity in Taiwan and has cost farmers millions of dollars in crop losses. As scientists work to find ways to control the spread of this species, many worry that the current increase in temperature will only make it easier for the ants to spread to previous not colonized cooler mountain region, thus threatening the high level of biodiversity still found there.
In recent years, the invasive species known as the red import fire ant has slowly encroached on populated areas here in Taiwan.
Walking around the fields, anywhere we see a mound sticking out of the ground, that is a red imported fire ant anthill colony.
The ant is extremely aggressive and will swarm to attack any intruders.
一般蚂蚁都是用嘴巴去叮人。
Ordinary ants use their mouth to bite, while these red imported fireworker ants use a stinger such as one you will find on a wasp.
When attacking, the red imported fire ants will release a venom composed of necrotizing alkaloids that causes allergic reactions of various intensities in those stung.
When you get stung by a red imported fire ant, it hurts. Also, they are very aggressive, so if you are not aware, usually it is not one that is biting you, but your entire hand or foot will be covered in them. At the very least, the bites will leave swelling. In serious cases, the victims can go into anaphylactic shock.
How does one distinguish between a regular ant and the fire ant? A red imported fire ant is easily distinguishable by its brown body and black-colored hind ends. In this nest, the queen has emerged. Perhaps the mound is moving in response to being sprayed with pesticides. A bait that has been mixed with a nerve poison has become the preferred method in Taiwan for dealing with the ants. Once the ants eat the bait, they will lose body control before dying. Since the ant was first introduced to Taiwan in 2003, the Red Imported Fire Ant Control Center has been working to stop the spread of the species, which in the past 2 years has more than doubled its habitat. Outbreaks in Taoyuan, Jiayi, and New Taipei City have been brought under control. However, sporadic outbreaks continue to plague Hsinchu, Miaoli, Taipei City, and Yilan.
Fields, parks, athletic fields, the side of roads, and rezoning zones. Anywhere in which there are green open spaces is a suitable habitat for these ants. They breed very quickly, as the queen can lay 1,500 to 2,000 eggs a day.
The queen of each colony is obvious from her large size. With wings, the queen can fly up to 1 to 2 kilometers in search of habitat suitable for a new colony. Due to this mobility and their unpredictable migration, controlling the ant spread is difficult.
In addition to flying, these ants also use water channels as a way to spread. As well, human farming or gardening activity can also unwittingly spread these ants.
Taoyuan County, being the location of Taiwan's main airport, has remained vigilant to ensure that the ants don't cause loss of life or material.
The ants love airports. They are open and get unobstructed sunlight. Once established, they often chew through the electrical cords that run throughout the runways. These can cause shortages to the runway lights used by the airplanes and potentially lead to accidents.
With unpredictable migration patterns and high adaptivity, the red imported fire ant made its way from South America to the United States, after which it spread to New Zealand, Australia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. Due to their aggressiveness and numbers, they quickly destroy or push out native species. And as temperatures grow warmer, their presence looks to spread.
In the U.S., the northern boundary of the fire ants is the state of Kentucky, as the temperature there drops very low, and the state also gets snowfall for 6 months. However, if the trend of warmer temperatures continue, studies show that the habitat of the red imported fire ant will increase by 20%, which is the equivalent of moving north 2 states.
In Taiwan, with its moderate temperatures and flat coastal plains, the ants have found a perfect home. If warming continues, along with continued development in the mountains, the ants could continue to spread their reach.
Wherever area the red imported fire ants moves into, they drive out or kill all other species. For example, those species involved in decomposition or hunting, all of them will be overcome by the red ants. This can lead to a drop in species biodiversity, which at its apex leads to what we call ecological disintegration.
Scientists are currently studying how to use infection and viruses as ways to control the spread of this invasive species, which has no natural predators. Hopefully, breakthroughs will happen before the ant takes advantage of the warmer weather to continue their relentless march.
Next, we meet one media volunteer in Taiwan's Tainan, Pan Yuzhen, who was originally a bookkeeper. Pan joined the organization's media work in 2004, and she became a reporter for DaAi TV last year.
早。
师姐，现在准备要去哪里？
恒春。
I became a media volunteer in 2004 after I joined the volunteer training seminar. I think when we are volunteering, the happiness we gain stays within our hearts. But as a media worker, I'm given the chance to learn the inspirational stories of others. When I was a media volunteer, we would take into consideration the history and hope to capture all the details. But news reporting is quite different. We need to focus on the main point. I think being a reporter is quite a difficult job. When everyone is taking a day off in preparations of the typhoon, we must stand by our duty. I think that sense of mission is quite moving. Of course, volunteering is inspiring too. I think whether it is volunteering or reporting, I will just live in every moment.
In Jakarta, Indonesia, a Muslim Wiwi Hassana volunteers to teach children to read the Quran, even though she suffers from a serious lung disease. Her friends reported her condition to Tzu Ji, which decided to help pay for her surgery. To reciprocate, Wiwi saved money in the bamboo bank for donations.
After midday, dozens of children go to Wiwi's sister's place to learn how to read the Quran. Every day, Wiwi volunteers to teach them here.
After I left my job, I started to teach children here. I was living in the neighborhood back then, and my husband had just passed away.
Wiwi tried to forget her pain by working as a volunteer. Unfortunately, 3 years ago, she was diagnosed with pulmonary bulla. Although she followed her doctor's instruction to exercise, her life was still at risk all the times.
Pulmonary bulla is a bubble in the lung tissue that is filled with air. If it breaks open, it may result in internal bleeding and affect the heart.
To cure the disease once and for all, Wiwi needed to undergo a surgery. However, she could not afford it. Thanks to Tzu Ji's help, however, she can now teach children with a healthy body. To reciprocate, she not only donates money, but also encourages the children to do good deeds.
It's amazing that she teaches 150 children to read the Quran every day. We hope that she can become a role model for other housewives and motivate people.
Besides donations, Wiwi understands that the best way to reciprocate is to spread love far and wide.
At the end of the show, we go to Thailand, where Tzu Ji volunteers are promoting vegetarianism in various communities. Volunteers held workshops at corporation and set up recycling bins at shopping mall in hopes of encouraging those stores to join the recycling efforts. That's all the time we have for. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.